Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickey Clayton. I'm the coach. And Insights presents the Claflin Athletic Show, sponsored by Tony T. Chrysler Dodge Ram of Orangeburg, South Carolina. We always tell you to sponsor and to go to those vendors who support you. Spend your money with the people who spend their money on you, that invest in you. And today, we have a very special show. We have the cross country, indoor track, outdoor track, and we got the legendary coach, Coach Jackson from Voorhees, South Carolina, made a short detour to Florida, returned back to South Carolina to head up 6 programs at Claflin University. Coach Jackson, welcome to the show.
Well, glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Coach, from a guy who coached the men's basketball team at Florida A&M and the women's basketball team at Florida A&M. We're going to jump right into it, to that elephant in the room, and tell us what it's like for you coaching 6 teams and you have both genders, both male and female.
Well, to be honest with you, it's second nature to me. Been doing this about 22 years now. So, started at Voorhees College and moved on to Bethune-Cookman. So it's second nature to me, coach, 2 genders. So, but the thing is it's 6 sports, cross country, indoor and outdoor. But, to me, it's just second nature. That's all I know is how to coach women and men programs. So, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, Coach, you've been doing it well. That's the thing about it. It's not like you just out there passing time. You producing All-Americans and championship caliber teams. Go ahead, Coach, please. Tell us about it. That's no easy feat.
No, it's not. I've been coaching a long time, and national champions, All-Americans. I tell people, I tell them all the time, track and field has taken me places that I thought nothing else would take me, but it's track and field is different because the athletes are the one who actually get you to those stages. And I was blessed enough to have, some great athletes coming from Voorhees College with some national champions, moving on to Bethune-Cookman with some national qualifiers, conference MEAC champions and stuff like that. And then, taking a job here at Claflin and producing the same type environment over here is having a conference champion, having national qualifiers, and, having an All-American. Those are the biggest things when it comes down to coaching. It's to put yourself in a winning situation. At all those programs that I coach at, winning the conference championship was the most important thing. And, I was blessed to actually, win championships at Voorhees and Bethune-Cookman. So I'm trying to bring that culture here to Claflin University as well.
Well, they're glad to have you to be able to do that. Claflin, the more I've researched and found out about Claflin, that athletic tradition is excellent. But that academic component of Claflin, you got to stay on top of your classes to be at Claflin, because they don't play about those classes. You got to be a good student.
Yeah. With that comes to that, we had the top men's outdoor GPA, the highest GPA on the men's side last year, outdoor. And I believe on the women's side last year, we had it in indoor. So, academics is the most important thing when it comes down to student athletes here at Claflin University. And these 2 young people that I'm introduced later, they are great academic individuals, great academic students and also great athletes. So, it's in line with what we look at Claflin University.
How much consideration do you take into that as you go through the recruitment process, the academic background?
It's big because I think the average GPA of the guys that I brought in last year had a 3.9 GPA. Most of those guys, I brought in 9 new guys last year. I think the lowest GPA of those guys was 3.7. So, so like I said, on the women's side, it's the exact same thing. I brought in about maybe 7 women last year. And out of the 7 women that I brought in, the average GPA was probably about a 3.8.
Mm-hmm. High school coaches, JUCO coaches, I need you to hear what he just said about the academic requirement, the type of academic students that they're bringing into Claflin. Don't call them with those borderline students who can't get it done, because they won't be able to make it at Claflin. Academics is important, and I love that. Coach, you have 2 student athletes with you. As I said, we're going to let you introduce the young lady first, and we're going to welcome her to the show.
This Zoe Adams. Zoe Adams is one of the top athletes in our conference. Matter of fact, she was actually the women's indoor athlete of the year. She's also a conference champion in the 400 meters, and also a national qualifier in the 400 meters. Definitely one of the top athletes in the country in her event area. Zoe's also a great student. She's in the honors college and she has a 3.9 GPA. So she's definitely one of the top on the team. One of the hardest working persons I've ever been around. Never complains, get the work done, does what she has to do. Definitely takes pride in everything she does. Have a great family support. I think my mom travels everywhere with her. So, that's a plus. That's one thing that we love here at Claflin University is the support from the parents. So, that's something that I'm happy that we have with Zoe.
Oh, well, those are great accolades to receive, and welcome to the show, Zoe.
Thank you, Coach, and I'm glad to be here.
Tell me a little bit. How did it feel to be the athlete of the year last year? That's an outstanding achievement.
I know, right? I really didn't expect that. And to be honest, Coach didn't say, but I didn't come here for track. I came here on a softball scholarship. So I didn't get anything from track, and I don't even think Coach expected me to do this much. So yeah, it was kind of crazy.
No, time out. You came as a softball athlete. How'd you end up in track? Coach came over and recruited you to try out, or what happened?
No, actually, my coach, he transferred to another school. He transferred to Coker, and he was one of the main reasons I came here. And it looked kind of scary. I didn't know what was going to happen next. So I enjoyed track in high school. So I talked to the athletic director, and yeah, now I'm here on a track team.
Get out of here.
Yeah, she walked into my office and said she wanted to run track and field. So I was like, have you ever ran before? Because I looked, I said, maybe not. She said, yeah, I ran. I said, what you ran? So she gave me her name. I looked her up. I said, yeah, I remember you. I softball, and then she came out to practice, and I saw what I needed to see probably the first 2 days of practice, because I put her with one of the top girls on the team. And I told Zoe, I said, Zoe, don't go out too hard, because you're gonna end up dying and these girls are gonna roll you up. So she went out there and she ran and she stayed with them all reps. And I looked at my assistant coach, I was like, okay, she might be okay. And then she just got better, start taking up to my workouts. But let me tell you, Coach, the most important thing is when she came it was after Christmas break, and I send the workouts to all the athletes, and I say, okay, how many of y'all actually did everything on this paper that I gave? No, you don't expect too many people to say, nah, it's a Christmas break. So she gets up, she stands up and says, Coach, I did everything you told me to do. And I looked at my assistant coach, I looked at everybody that was in that team meeting, I said, she's gonna probably be a conference champion. She did everything I told her to do. And by the time the end of the season, she was one of the most dominant athletes in our conference. Yep, just that quick, bam.
Chloe, that's a heck of a story there.
Hey, it surprised all of us.
She just smiling. Where did you get that determination from? I mean, that had to be part of your makeup coming up. It just doesn't happen overnight.
Of course not. My mom and my dad, they always told me, they pushed me to, if I want to do something, put the work into, be able to achieve that goal. So, yeah. And I did what I needed to do.
Wow. Tell me your mindset when you walked out there on the track the first day. What were you thinking?
Well, I wasn't really nervous about anything. I knew that I felt like I was the fastest regardless. Based off my times from high school, I knew I was going to be okay. So, yeah, I got out there and I did what needed to be done. And, yeah, I surprised Coach. He did not believe me. I showed him my times on mile split. He did not believe me. But I proved it to him out there that day that, yeah, I am that girl.
Oh, does it? Coach, she said, I am that girl.
I was telling
her. She is, huh?
Coach, I was telling some coaches down there at within our conference. I said, when she walked in the office, I said, okay, you're a softball player. I said, you saw, I just didn't see it. But like I say, once she started hitting the weight room, and I saw her, how hard she hit the weight room, and I saw how hard she was running, I believed. I started believing. I was like, okay, she's actually. Then you start creating workouts, coach. You know how it is. Start creating workouts like, okay, this is what I did when I was at Bethune-Cookman. Now, this girl at Bethune-Cookman was running 52. I know if she could do this, she should be running close to, and she was hitting close to those times. I was like, I called my coach down there, Donald Cooper. I was like, hey, I think I got me one, coach.
Wow, that's a heck of a story right there. Zoe, I'm just sitting here like the old coach in me. I'm just sitting there like with my mouth open. I would not have made the correlation between softball and track.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't have made that correlation. And she just walked in your office, coach. Wow.
With Coach Lee, with Coach Matisse Lee, she walked in there with Miss Lee. And I could see the hurt on her face when she walked in there because of softball. And I was like, me, I always give a person the opportunity. I really don't turn anybody away from track and field. Right. So if anybody come to my office, I usually tell them what they need to do in order to be a part of the program. People who are serious about the program, man, they turn around and within 3 days, everything is done. I told her she needed to do some things, and when I turned around, she was there. It was done, and I knew how serious she was about it. So, and we never looked back since. I mean, it's been all downhill. I mean, running downhill, fast downhill, not like downhill, but like
Coach.
Fast.
Wow. Coach, we're gonna get back to it. You got another student athlete over here. I got a chance to chop it up a little bit with both of them before we started, and I was picking at him because he was trying to get the landscape and the portrait version on his phone, and I said, Zion, you can't let Zoe get hers straight. You can't let the woman get hers straight before you get yours straight. I got 3 daughters. And if they do something before I do it, they're like, Daddy, what's the matter with you? You a little slow? You a little brain damage? That's a little senility setting in already, or what? So you can't let them do that. So I want you to introduce this young man. And if y'all could see him backstage, he got his suave look going on. So I'm gonna let Coach introduce him.
Yeah, this is Zion Murry. Zion Murry is one of the top athletes in our conference in the 800 meters and the 400 meters. Definitely a guy who I respect greatly. Remember, Zion actually transferred from Erskine into Claflin. Coming out of high school, I talked to Zion. He decided to go to Erskine. He called me after his first semester there and told me after the first year there, told me he wanted to come to Claflin. He think he made a mistake. And I told him the things that he needed to do in order to come here. So it took him he didn't come during the fall, so he came during the springtime of last year. So he missed the whole fall training because he was at home trying to get some stuff situated. And once he touched down, Zion was one of the top guys on Erskine team. He was in the 100. He was the top 100 meter guy and 200 meter guy and 400 meter guy. But when he came to Claflin, we had our conference was tough. And my whole mind frame was, okay, I got to put you in a position to help the program out. So you're not gonna run the 100 meters, you're not gonna run the 200 meters, you're gonna run the 800 meters. What? I never run the 800 meters. I said, listen, the training we've been doing is going to help you, and it's going to put you in a certain situation where you can help the program out. My job is not to make you happy. My job is to make you able to actually help the program out. And we went from running the 400 meters all year and the 200 meters all year to running the 800 meters the last meet of the year with Georgia Southern. And he ended up running 155, which was number 1, number 2 in the conference last year, and just pop it off. So I was like, okay, we want to run that at the conference championship. He was like, Coach, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. That's the reason why he's on this call right now, because he's that type of kid that whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna do it. And it's like that with cross country as well. He never ran cross country before, and I told him we need to build a bigger base for this year. So he took cross country serious and actually ran cross country this year. So definitely a good student, came in, well liked, focused, sort of like Zoe, works hard, doesn't miss practice. he's the type of kid that to get up at 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night and just go on a run. Or just I can just come to my office and he'll be lifting weights. He's just that type of kid. Those type of kids always end up very well within our program.
Welcome to the show, Zion. That was a pretty good testimony.
Thank you for having me.
And y'all see what I meant about the suave look? That's why I kind of left him up there when Coach was talking.
That's probably.
Well, Coach, I thought it was really interesting for you to say that he didn't want to do the 800 meters, and then he evolved into the young man that was willing to do whatever it took to get better.
Yeah, it was and I tell Zion this story all the time. I said, right before the conference championship, we was a nobody. Right before you ran that 800, nobody knew who you was. You probably was ranked 12th in the 400 meters. You wasn't ranking 100 meters, but once you ran the 800 meters, we was walking that conference championship. They was like, "That's that guy Zion right there. That's him right there. That's a guy from Claflin." I said, "You went from a nobody for one, a week ago to everybody knowing your name now." He was like, "Coach, I know what you're talking about now." So yeah, definitely a special young man.
How did that feel to evolve into that, to be that guy?
It felt good knowing that my hard work was paying off. Like I was spending days and nights just grinding and trying to get where I wanted to go. So just to get back right, because I had a tough time in the fall trying to adapt to life and stuff. And when I came back in the spring, I didn't have no hope of getting back to where I was. So it was good just seeing my work pay off.
So you had to deal with some life issues that set you back a little bit.
Yes, sir.
If you had some word of advice to give to some of the high school students who are listening and watching, what would you say to them about that?
I say if you're going through stuff in life, like you're having a tough time, use that as fuel. I say use that as fuel to be great and always have that dedication and you like have that motivation, because motivation is going to take you a long way. If you have internal motivation, that's going to take you a long way. As long as you have consistency and stuff, you're going to achieve whatever you want to do.
Those are some good words. What helped make you or helped you to motivate you to get yourself through that time?
First off, my mom, she motivates me every day. She's very strong. She's a strong Black woman, and I do everything that I can for her. And I try to leave my legacy for her. Like I care for her so much that I just need to be great in order, in her name. Like that's her son. I need to be great in her name. So, and I'll say God too. Like if you have a light source, if you have your source being God, then nothing can stop you. Like honestly, if you have that source with the Creator, you ain't gonna ever fail.
Coach, how do you feel about those words he just said?
I mean, that's who he is. We have discussions, we talk about stuff, and one of the things that really inspired me is having kids like him. I would like to call them kids, like young adults like him. Come in, and I seen the grind, I seen the work. I talked to him during that fall. Told him to keep your head up. Hey, Claflin is going to be there for you. You just got to be patient. And then once you get here, we'll work everything out. And that's the reason why I wanted him to be successful last year. And putting them in and taking them out of certain events and putting them in things to make them successful. I don't, like I say, I didn't take this job to destroy kids. I took the job to motivate and elevate individuals and make them more than what they really think they should be, so it can propel them to be better people and better graduates and overall better employees for other people. And long as who you are is grounded in your faith and what you're willing to do in life, okay. And when he said those words, I mean, that's him to me. That's who he is to me.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask a question. Either one of the students can answer it, but everybody talks about the CIAA basketball tournament. What is it like at the CIAA track meet?
You can't answer that, Zane.
Man, only ran at the CIAA championships once, and for my first time, it was kind of okay. It was it was raining and stuff. Like I wasn't really feeling it, but it was a good experience just to compete against other people in your conference for the first time. So just to see the talent.
Okay, how well attended is it?
Say that one more time.
How well attended is it?
In my opinion, I think it's pretty well attended. I mean, it's a lot of support from different systems and different schools and stuff. So
Okay. Zoe, since you pushed that on Zion, what's your answer to that?
Yeah, like he said, it was raining the first, like the outdoor, it was raining. But because it was raining, it didn't stop people from coming. There was a lot of people there to support, their athletes and stuff. So yeah, but I would rate that experience like a 5 out of 10. But I like the indoor one.
What's the difference?
Because the rain, the weather. But besides that, it was okay.
You like the indoor CIAA track meet?
Yes, I do. I do enjoy that better than the outdoor.
At a track meet, a lot of people be talking that smoke when they get ready to play and when get ready to compete? Is a lot of that back and forth?
I don't do that talking. So
I'm humble. I don't talk my junk. I'm humble.
Okay, do they talking to y'all?
I've never experienced it, no.
Well, coach said no right away. Said, coach, they don't bother your team?
No, they don't. I guess it's a little different in track and field. Who's who. The times and what they're able to do is gonna, say whatever's gonna say. It's not like, okay, talk trash and I'm gonna score 20 on you. Those times and who that person is really gonna show, or you already know going in that person is the real deal. So you really don't talk to the real deal people. You stay quiet and you wait for them to finish. So it's not that type of situation.
How did you do in the indoor this year? How did you do?
For indoor, I was first in the 400, and I believe I got second in the 2. And then for the 4x, do we do 4x4? 4x4, I forgot how we did for the 4x4. Do you remember, Coach? I forgot how we did for 4x4.
Yeah. 5th.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Zion?
I didn't run indoor last year. I only ran outdoor season.
Okay.
I'm new here.
Say you new here.
Yeah. Zion was one of those guys who he couldn't compete because he just didn't get his I don't think you were still waiting on your last shot. He was still waiting on his last COVID shot.
COVID shot, and then I had to wait. I had to come in the spring, which is so dumb.
Yeah. So he had to wait for his last COVID shot, so he really couldn't do anything indoor. So that's why I said that adversity. So he had to wait the outdoor and participate with track and field with us last year. I remember his first practice. He ran 2 300s and fell up on the side of the track. They had to go walk him off the track, and he had to carry my man off the track. I was like,
that's motivation. I don't ever want to feel that pain again.
Was it that bad, Zion?
Yes, I ain't really trained over the fall like I needed to. So that's why it was so big for me to be doing how I am now, because like I actually put in that work. I was hurting like every day, every practice. It's worth it though.
Coach, when you saw him like that, what were you thinking?
And man, but like I say, he shook it off. People told him it was going to be like that. When you come from a different program and you get into another coaching style, like I said, my coaching style has been proven, and I knew once he get adapted to it and do what he need to do within it, he was going to be okay. But it's that first initial shock of the body that he's going to have to get used to. But once he got used to it, it was smooth sailing from there. He became my top guy real quick. I say within the month, and like I said, I didn't have him indoor season, but outdoor season, he definitely became one of the top guys for me.
Okay. Well, either one of y'all, tell me what makes Claflin such a special place to you?
I feel like Claflin is such a special place because they really care about like what you do after college. Especially being in the honors college, we're pushed to do like a certain amount of community service. Like for this year, I have to have 70 hours worth of community service. In one semester, I have to do 35. So I already did my first 35. Next semester, I have to do my other 35. And it's going to be challenging with, sports and traveling. But yeah, and then honors college, like they also encourage you to like apply for internships and stuff so you can build your resume for grad school if that's what you plan to do. So yeah.
What's your major?
Biochemistry.
Yeah. So at some point your plan is to go to graduate school.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Zion, what's special about Claflin to you?
I say what's special to me is about networking and just the different people around, and they push us to make good grades and stuff. Like I speak on the internships too because like it gives us more opportunities to like what we want to do in life, like to get an outlook on things. So I think it's a good environment if you want to come here, especially for the people of our color, because like it's just the vibe. The vibe here is just I've been messing with it. So
So you've been messing with it, huh?
yeah.
What's your major?
Criminal justice.
Okay, what do you plan to do with it?
I wanted to become a criminal defense lawyer along with, like, I have an interest in forensic science, so I want to do something along with that.
Okay, Coach, what do you feel about the academic aspirations of your student athletes?
I tell my athletes when I recruit them or when I talk to them how important academics is. It's pretty much the most important thing. I had opportunities to other big schools, some Power 5 schools, but I wanted to come to a HBCU, especially Claflin, because it's back home and the academic prowess it has as well. It's very important, and I preach it all the time to them. I remember academically when I first took the job here, I was probably on my last semester of my master's in sports management, and I walked around the I had just got my transcript. I just graduated, and I got my transcript and I put it on the desk, and I showed everybody that I'm married with 3 kids, work full-time job, and in a master's program, and I got a 3.7 GPA. So the academics is very important to me, and I laid it out on the line for them and say, hey, if I could do it, anybody can do it. So when you come to Claflin, the whole purpose is academics. Track and field and cross country is very small compared to the overall look of what you're going to be doing in life. My job is to prepare you for life. It's prepare you and also give you an understanding. Okay, eventually you can get back to your university and get back to the track and field program. Not everybody gets to go to the Olympics, but most of the people graduate with a degree, and they'll be more willing to give back once they have a great experience and really have an understanding of what they need to do when you come to an institution like Claflin. Claflin has a history of giving from their alumni base. Probably that's when you're talking about endowment, when you're talking about money raised, they're up there with some of the top schools in the country. And I tell my athletes this all the time. I say giving back, not only through academics, but also through a monetary donation or some type of donation will always be great, when you get back to your university.
Well, Coach, which season do you have coming up? Explain to us how the seasons run with cross country, indoor, outdoor. What's the sequence of those?
Okay, cross country is from August until October, like October 31st. So, and then if you go to nationals, that's probably November the 11th or 5th or 11th or something like that. Depends on the year. Indoor starts just as well, just after cross country. Told me to December 3rd and 4th.
Ooh, my phone about it.
And we go from indoor to outdoor. Outdoor season starts the end of February, probably March, and then they'll end till May the 31st. That's just for regular competition. Nationals is always May 31st is nationals. And then if you do have an athlete to make it to USA's, USA's is normally from the end of June.
So you getting ready? You kicking off the indoor season now?
Got an indoor meet this weekend at JDL, North Carolina.
Where is it?
at Winston-Salem University. It's in Winston-Salem at the JDL, and it's on that. It's Saturday and Sunday, so it's 2 meets.
Okay, that's your calling, isn't it, Zoe?
Yeah, it is. I'm excited. So, yeah.
What do you like to run best? What's your favorite event?
My favorite event is the 400. It is the 400. A lot of people don't understand. Looking at me like I'm crazy when I say that, but that's my favorite event, the 400.
Okay. Zion, what's your favorite?
I'm sorry,
event?
my phone was about to die. My favorite event, I say the 400. I like the 400.
What you like about the 400?
I guess the intensity of it. I mean, most people don't like it because it hurt, but that doesn't stop me. I say the intensity. That's the most about it. I like.
In closing, what would you like to tell people about your program and your student athletes as we get ready to close?
I would like to say that we are a all-around program. My focus is not just on middle distance or distance. I'm trying to build a all-around program along with pole vault and motis and having those type of athletes. Right now it's a 2-man show. Well, really it's a 1.5-man show because like I said, I got a part-time assistant coach so like I say, and he's been working with my multi athletes and stuff like that. So definitely a great program. From the administration side, we get a lot of support from the AD, the president, all the administrators definitely support us. It's a great opportunity. If anybody wanted to come to Claflin, it's a great opportunity academically and also athletically to become who you want to become. You can become a national champion, you can become an All-American. You can become a conference champion, or you can become a regular person to want to be a part of the program. It really doesn't matter. The only thing we're trying to do is just build a great base of individuals that's looking to manifest themselves in something more than what they are.
How would a potential student athlete or coach get in touch with you?
You can email me at gjackson, Jackson, gjackson@claflin.edu. You can contact me there, email me your information, and I'll definitely reach back out to you. And that's the best way to probably get in contact. And then what I'll do from there is give you all the stuff you need in order to be to get eligible, and also make sure you register and do all the stuff that you need to do through Claflin, through the Claflin University side, is being accepted and everything like that. So the first thing you need to do is email me your information.
Well, I appreciate everybody taking the time to come and talk to us and share your version of what's going on in the track program. We know that people now will be looking to see how you do. And we want people, the alumni and supporters, to go to the website. When you see where they're playing, if they're near you, go out and support these student athletes from Claflin. It means a lot to them. And you're not doing anything else. Support these student athletes that are doing the right thing. They're getting their education, and they're trying to do it right. They're trying to be able to go back into their communities and be successful. Once again, we thank each of you for being here, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.